Hi. Hi, Parkies. Hi. I feel like I've got to like lean to get in the frame. I don't have to, but obvious. Oh, this is recording on my headphones. No, don't turn it off. It's funny this way. I'm going to restart the recording. Alright, it's not recording on my headphones. Which would have been over there. The mic's surprisingly good.
It's your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yep, I will. Okay!
Hey, Parkies. This one's already made a mistake today.
Hey, Parkies. How's it going? Welcome back to Parkade Pal's episode. You do it.
11? Right? 11?
11.
12?
12.
Episode
3. Come on. How long have we been doing this and you don't know we go on 3? 1, 2.
You didn't clap last
3.
episode, Parkies. It caused a lot of problems.
And I edited last episode. You can tell. Actually, you can't tell.
We're inside. Come on.
Yeah,
that's
whatever.
Respect. Don't
I
project
think
your voice so much.
you know I was reading the room next to us. The room next to it. We're not we're legally in a parkade. We're not physically in a parkade.
This isn't according to the commoner definition. This is not a parkade.
The
It's
room
very
next
cold
to us
outside.
is actually made for podcast recording. The video editing one. I think it has podcast equipment. It would be really funny to do an episode that's really well produced out of no way. That is good mics.
We'll do that for the last one. We'll do that for the.
No, the last one has to be in the original spot, the episode 0 spot.
Really? I wanted to make it cinematic. I wanted to do it in a beautiful like in Banff or something.
Honestly,
a beautiful spot.
Spoilers for
Then we can walk off into the
the
sunset.
50-second episode. I want to do it while we're walking around. I feel like that would be kind of cool. We're move spots and stuff. Do a long episode.
That kind of
maybe
sucks
2
though.
hours.
It'd be impossible to film.
Well, no, it wouldn't. We do it vlog style.
It's it.
I think that would be cool.
It gets worse.
We'll decide. But I think up to
I'm sick, Parkies. I
up
just would
to
like
the
to
50-second episode, we
I
should
have
do
a
a bunch
sore
of
throat.
bits. We do the episode that's pitch black, can't see anything. We do the episode that's just
we should do a pitch black episode.
we should do a silent film episode where no audio but the text comes after everything.
That'd be
Ideas,
so impossible
guys.
to film.
Ideas, guys. Anyways, and we may have some guest episodes upcoming.
Yeah, potentially a guest appearance at some point. I've been talking to people.
You talked about that last time.
and they've been feeling down for some guest appearances.
Episode 12. I'm actually pretty pumped because this is a
Can we
big
put it closer
milestone.
to me because I have harder time talking
Projecting.
loudly right now.
Okay, that's whatever.
You're doing good on the mic so far.
But episode 12 is a milestone, at least for me, because this is the episode that when I upload it, I'm sending the link to my dad. So he's going to start commenting and probably making fun of me for these episodes. But whatever, I don't care. I think it's funny.
Yeah, well, that's an extra viewer, Parkies. Be
Another
nice to him.
Parky in the bucket. I'm looking at you.
Be nice to him.
Dad. Anyways,
Rip him a new one. Call him fucking terrible things in the comment section. Can I incite hate? Am I allowed to?
no, that's I think bad.
Is that against TOS
morally,
though? I don't
think-
care. I don't care about morals. Is it TOS?
We can tell you don't care about morals. Given the last episode,
What?
I was right. God decided that I was correct.
I guess. I mean, I could invert the video.
No,
I could re-upload it. I could just flip
no.
the video around.
just reverse the order of operations.
Yeah.
I start
I'll
by
just
winning,
chroma
and
key out the light
then all of it.
divinity.
Okay. Anyways, as always, we start off the episode with some small talk. So, Parkade Pal 0, how has your week been? It hasn't really been a full week because we technically filmed the last one on Tuesday. So, how's your partial week been? It doesn't feel like it has.
I got my test back, Parkies. I got an A on my test, which was good.
Huge.
W.
Yeah.
You love to see it. I I don't know about my essay yet that I wrote. Oh, funny. So I've been sick recently. On
As
Thursday.
as you guys know, if you've been watching and listening
On
hard enough.
Thursday, I came into school and realized that at about 5 p.m. I realized that I had an essay due that day at 12.
Was it not in the course outline?
And it was, but I got my dates mixed up with something else, and
Okay.
I thought it was due on the 6th. But no, that's my
So
other
was it
class.
like write an essay in one day, or did you have like a long time?
We had a long time to prepare, and I was going to start preparing.
that day.
Yes, and then I checked that course outline. I'm like, oh, it's due
I have to write
today.
the entire thing.
Uh-oh.
You could have just submitted episode 11.
So at 5 p.m., I was in the library dying. My throat hurts so bad. I had maybe about 12 halls throughout like the 4-hour light.
The lozenges. I think lozenge is a funny word.
I think lozenge is also a pretty good word. I had so many throughout there was a pile. Like we're talking like probably up above 10 wrappers of halls that were just sitting there.
There's 30 in there total.
There wasn't
like half of that.
there wasn't a second when I was writing that. There was no more than like a 5-minute span to where I did not have a fucking lozenge in my mouth.
I don't get it, honestly. I
I was in so much pain. I just had to keep writing, bro. Eventually,
Hamilton did, dude.
I wrote it. I think I did pretty well.
You wrote like you were running out of time?
I was running out of
to be
time,
fair,
actually.
You were like horribly sick, so I'm not like... I have a feeling that it maybe wasn't written the best.
No, it was written well.
Okay.
I went over it again and again.
I trust you. Anything else going on in the week?
Luckily, he was kind. I didn't have to research the third source. He said you can just use a personal example. I was like, oh.
Did you like email him? Were you supposed to?
No, we're just allowed to on the course out live, which was a saving grace.
Yeah, I bet.
Because like,
I bet.
oh my god, if I had to research like an entire book,
So,
I had like 2 hours left.
This is for the drama.
That was for drama.
And you did the topic we talked about last episode. Because you sent me the PDF.
Yeah,
and then you also did the one
about creative cities.
I did.
That's mostly what I was talking about.
I think it's entirely like I read
really?
that.
They're some of the brightest minds ever.
Yeah. So what sources did they cite?
They didn't
Themselves. Or the person who wrote it only ever cited the people.
The person who
he was
wrote it
talking
wasn't.
about. I know he wasn't.
It's because it's their viewpoints on this thing. You can find their points much more detailed.
What they said, and maybe
This
it's because
it's
it
a
was just
generalization of the points of Jane Jacobs and Richard Florida.
But they really did not in the paper did not go into like how it was. They gave some examples.
They did.
The examples weren't very great.
They went into how to make it happen.
They weren't in depth, but like not deeply at all. They didn't go.
How?
They didn't go into any of examples of how that happened.
They gave example cities where people do this stuff.
Not really. They
they did.
just generically said a city, but didn't say how it happened. Or
They didn't.
What
They
happened.
they
said
listed,
Boston.
Yeah, they listed
I
cities.
think that's the only one I remember.
There's
And
a
then
few
they give
more.
a bad example, which I honestly don't think is that bad of an example. They give the Russian city that is meant to be like a science city, and they have 40 research centers there, and a lot of good science is done there. So
Yeah, so they attract scientists.
no, that was a bad example of
Because it's
what a
forced.
bad creative, but it was
But-
good. It was relatively good. I don't know. You know my opinions about that whole thing from the
Parkees.
previous episode.
This one didn't read the text.
I
thoroughly.
did read. I didn't read the sources, which maybe would have given me some more insight.
Should
but I
probably
also
read
didn't
more
have
about
access
Richard
to
Florida.
the
Jane
sources.
Jacobs is a really interesting person.
I don't know if
She is tremendously impressive, especially because of what it took to be. I think she was one of the first women in her field at that time. She was really good. She died recently, I think, a few years ago.
the first major well-known woman in chemistry died of radiation poisoning.
I feel like most well-known chemists died of radiation poisoning back in the day.
Well, she was the big one. Not to be real, she founded a lot of the concepts behind radiation, and as such, for
you know her
most of
name?
considering she founded
What's her
most of the idea, Marie Curie.
Okay.
Considering she
Wait.
founded most of the ideas.
Is she named after the element?
No, the element's named after her.
Oh, okay.
But believe it or not, since she founded most of the ideas behind radiation being bad for you, before she did that, they didn't
thought
know that
radiation was
radiation was bad for you. No one thought that keeping a rock in your pocket would fucking kill you and all of your family members.
To be fair, it's kind of an
did to her.
insane thing to assume.
Yeah. It's honestly, I don't think it is, because I think people in that age believed a lot like more like it wasn't that age, but like spontaneous generation, the idea where if you have a jar of rotten meat a rat will appear is like insane to us now. At
So like
least.
nobody thought that though.
People did. This was a real scientific theory.
Back when they were working on radiation, they were like,
No,
"Oh,
no, no,
rats
no, no, no.
just
This was like
manifest
the medieval age.
the atoms."
But like, that's crazy. to me.
I remember right next to Oppenheimer, Einstein had his trusty jar of meat that he had out, waiting for
For
the rat to fucking materialize.
Anyways, how was my week? Parkade Pal Zero. Do you know?
Probably pretty bad.
It was actually pretty good.
Never mind.
Kind of half and half. My week started off. I'm gonna start because I didn't really talk about my week that much in the last episode. I kind of did. I got interrupted quite a bit, which is awesome.
I wanted to talk, and
you preached.
we'll keep having this argument about how Calgary is a terrible city, but
And we probably will for the next fucking 50 episodes. There's only 50 more left. Isn't that crazy?
50?
It's the episode, or 40, sorry. It's episode 12. We could do 50 more. Do a 10 episode fucking victory lap.
a 10-week victory lap.
Yeah, a really long victory lap. But my week went pretty well.
Good.
I had classes. I didn't have labs this week, which is huge because I used it to do nothing. I played a bit of Silk Song. That was about it.
I played.
But then, I had a revelation.
There's a declaration.
On it was Thursday, I think.
Yeah.
I had my or was it yesterday? No, it was Thursday. No, it was yesterday.
Yesterday was Friday.
No, it was yesterday. It was
Okay.
yesterday. It was Friday. I was looking at I got recommended a video on YouTube. I sat down, I was eating my food, and I was just like chilling, and I was watching a bit of YouTube, and a YouTube video came up. It was from a YouTube video that a YouTuber that I've only ever seen in my recommended, and you've probably seen them because we have like fucking the same recommended. It's a YouTuber that does oddly specific stuff. So like what college is like in your first year, but it's like oddly specific. So they go into every single like niche archetype of people. You haven't seen them?
This is some
never
college
watched
humor shit.
A single one of their videos. No, it's peak.
This is some like.
I never watched a single one of their video, but legendary recommended poll. They had an oddly specific video about should you go to grad school. And as you Parkies know, if you've been listening hard enough, I am someone who wants to get into academia in my future. And so I watched it. I was like, yeah,
Do you
might
want
as
to be a
well.
professor?
Professor's ideal, but like general research stuff. That's what I want to do. I want to do research. So I watched it, and it was a 30-minute video of a flowchart going through once again every single possibility for people who are considering grad school. It's more aimed at people who
30-minute video.
graduated their undergrad. I didn't watch the entire thing because luckily for me, the like line that I was considering was in the first 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, well, perfect. I watched it, and it honestly was very informational. It gave me a lot of information for what I should be looking for in good grad schools, what I should be doing, and I had a realization. I watched the video, and one specific thing was they asked the question. Is your grad is your grad studies in the place you're planning to go fully funded? If no, you should definitely, not absolutely, but you should probably reconsider. And the reason is because if your program isn't fully funded, having a fully funded program is something that happens all the time in master's and PhD programs, but it only happens if the university is serious about having these people being hired on into academia. If they're not serious about that, what they do is they just make it a tuition-based thing. Like, you have to pay tuition. We're not funding it because they're trying to, monetize it, right? They don't believe that through this program, you're actually going to get a job with the degree. You're not actually going to get a job in academia. So they just say, well, if they're not going to get a job, let's just monetize it. Because usually, if they are confident you're going to get a job, you're usually expected to do a lot of teaching work and research at very low pay, but they also basically pay for your education. So it's like that trade-off thing. I looked at the UFC grad school for chemistry. It's not a fully funded program. It is entirely tuition-based.
So you should probably not go here for grad school.
I should definitely not go here for grad school because it doesn't look like... I mean, there are other factors that go into it. Like, obviously, this is the place that's most close to me in proximity. Forgot that happens. Sorry, Parkies.
Well, Parkies, we're in the dark.
We're in the dark.
I
Whatever.
can try and go fix that.
You just need to wave at the front thing. But that's a bit of a problem, as some of the people here may seem, because I'm currently at UFC, and it would upend a lot of things to force myself to go to a different province.
U of A is probably your best bet if they have it.
And
have you seen the train that a company's thinking of making?
No, is it going to be between Calgary and Edmonton?
Yeah, and
really?
It should, in theory, take 45 minutes.
That's cool.
It's like an insane bullet train.
So wonderfully, it's probably going to be finished construction when we're like 20 years from now. So we won't have access to it in a useful way.
But it'll still be insane. Apparently, they're projecting that the cost of the train would be about half of what a flight is.
Sick.
From Edmonton to Alberta. Sick. And it's just a 45-minute fucking...
It's very economical. Saves on
Edmonton to Alberta. Edmonton to Calgary.
Edmonton to Alberta would be a really efficient
really cheap flight. A really cheap flight.
Well, they're still paying. They're still forcing you to pay, so... But yeah, that fucking sucks. That really does suck, because I honestly, I was considering other like grad school options, but I was not being expected to basically be forced to... if I was serious about getting a job as a professor or a researcher.
Always come back to work here, but...
There's always other options, obviously. But I ended up looking at UBC. Because I do actually like UBC. UBC's cool.
UBC's great.
They have a fucking fully funded program.
UBC's really good.
They give you a 30 grand...
It's one of the best schools in the world. I hope it's a good program.
They give you a 30 grand stipend at the start of every year to fund your research. The minimum for everyone.
You get 30 grand. You can send me some of that.
So I don't get to spend it on just anything.
Fraud.
I have to spend it on research. But like,
you can make anything research.
That's so cool. And honestly, it's an opportunity I really want to have. I've not decided on any of that. Let me say I've not decided on anything. I'm still looking into this stuff. But I also looked at what the requirements they need. And it turns out for every single graduate program, no matter where you're in, you need to have 4 courses, 12 credits, 4 courses, that have an A or higher in your major. So that means that I need to get an A or higher in 3...
That's super doable.
No, 3, like, year 3 or year 4 level courses.
Yeah.
So in the next 2 years, I have to get 4 A's in chem courses. Which is, like, fun.
That's super doable. It's
just
going to suck a little bit. It's just going to take a grind.
I haven't been thinking like that for the past little bit.
Yeah, you always got it. Man, that's why keeping your grades high is so beneficial. Even if you know you don't need it.
To be fair, it hasn't...
You never know what's going to fucking... What benefit you could garner from it.
It hasn't mattered for the first 2 years, and it still hasn't. Yeah. It probably will never matter for the first 2 years. Just because they usually don't count credits from the first 2 years.
You'll just have to really try.
And so that awoke something in me.
You gotta do better.
Even if I don't choose to do this, it's not bad to get good grades. Parkies, stay in school.
You could also get grants, scholarships, like good grades, especially in a post-secondary, like a uni, honestly, get you a lot. Actually.
With bad grades, you can also just get scholarships and grants. If you just...
People like you more if you have good grades.
If you just, like, put in things. Especially if you're a minority.
I'm a minority.
There are a decent amount of LGBTQ scholarships that I can apply to, because I'm
Can I just apply
one
to
of those. You are...
Well, what if I wasn't?
Spoiler, guys.
What if I wasn't?
I don't know. Anyways, that was most of my week. Second thing that happened...
Also, the Parkies don't need to know. Parkies...
You can bleep that out.
I forgot everything.
Second thing that happened, and this happened today, because today is after yesterday.
Generally how it works.
Actually, always how it works.
Until the Earth starts spinning in reverse, till the poles flip.
and then we go back in time.
Yeah.
I went to the gym today. Yeah, it was fun, I guess.
You have fun?
I woke up at 6 a.m.
Oh my god,
my-
what are you?
I
Fucking,
still live
who are
at
you,
home.
Patrick Bateman, bro?
My dad also, he stopped working at 6 a.m. And he came into my room when he heard my alarm, and he was like, "What the fuck are you awake for?" Yeah, and so I went to the gym.
What'd you do? Cardio?
Huh?
Cardio? What'd you
Well,
do?
I'll get into that. But, man, waking up early like that, honestly, I'd prefer it because it makes me feel productive. But the thing is, I've been waking up at 6 a.m. pretty consistently for the past, like, week or two. The issue is, I haven't had anything to do when I wake up, so I just go back to bed. So it really helps to have a place to go, the university, because I work out here, to do that. So I went over here, grabbed a bag, grabbed a bunch of stuff, and it was really fun. I did do cardio, basically. I just wanted to get a lay of the land.
What'd you bring?
I brought my bag. I brought my drawstring bag. Then I have a new blood one. It's my...
Did you bring a towel?
I brought a towel. I brought a change of clothes. I brought deodorant. I brought a comb. I brought just stuff. My headphones. I brought a water bottle.
I just hate carrying all that shit.
Well, that's why I do it in an
I
extra
should get a
bag.
gym bag, yeah. So is your drawstring bag in there?
No, it isn't, because I went home after that, and then I'm now here to film the episode.
Damn, you took 2 trips here? I would not have done that.
I know. It's fine. You have a locker, right? Is it a key locker or a combo locker?
Combo lock, but I'll give you the code.
I'd be willing to chip in to your, like, portion.
It's already all paid for. You're too late.
No, I can reimburse you.
Okay, it'd be like $20.
What? Aren't you paying 25?
I'm paying technically 40 because I pay for the deposit.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to,
I will probably
because
be using-
Sam has the other 25. So if you want to split it 3 ways, I'd need
No,
20 because
Sam-
then I'm paying 20.
Wait.
More or less, it's somewhere.
So you're paying 20.
You're paying 20.
Are you paying 20 right
I'm
now?
technically
You're
paying,
paying 40.
I'm
He's paying
technically
25.
I'm technically paying 45. The deposit's
What's he
$25.
paying?
He's paying about $20, or give or take. It's like 23 something. It was weird with the GST.
What was the total fucking cost?
I don't remember.
of
It's like 80 something dollars.
Was it $80? How is he paying 20 and you're paying 40?
Because
where'd
he's-
the extra 20
Because
go?
I'm paying the deposit.
Yeah.
And
You get the deposit back.
yes, and I'm
yeah.
paying half of the monthly renting cost.
It's monthly?
Yes.
What's it over the full year?
Over it's semester per semester.
What's the full semester?
It's like $40
Total?
$60. I don't remember.
$60, so he's paying.
Some amount.
Yeah, okay, so each of us paying 20 is fair. If it's $60, I just want to
It'll
make sure I'm
work
not getting
out.
fucking scammed.
It'll work
Whatever,
out.
we'll work that out later. But
I'll find you the code. I'll send it to you.
sick, and hopefully it won't destroy the recording.
Oh yeah, actually, fuck, you're right.
Just wait, I'll ask. You
Oh,
for it.
I'll just find it first because I sent it to him
Okay,
on Instagram.
So that was my week, kind of. It was mostly school. I don't really like talking about school and all of that stuff. I'm enjoying philosophy. That's really about it. But yeah, that was my week. It was pretty sick. Had a fun time.
Yeah.
Really.
God, I have to scroll for forever.
I plan on doing more gym stuff. I kind of talked about this in a previous episode, but I want to get more into doing gym stuff. Despite me not wanting to, I will probably do some strength training and flexibility training.
It's
I
good,
usually
especially
only
if you're
do
taking
cardio.
estrogen because your muscle mass is going to suffer, so you want to keep that up.
Also, there's studies that increasing muscle mass helps. It either helps with dementia or helps with cancer. I forget which one. Either way, both things that I would like to not have. And so I'm starting to work out and really
$25 deposit and $14 a month for 4 months. $81 total was the charge.
You said $20. Sorry, that's the cost it is.
Yeah, well, the charge was $81.
Yeah, I'll pay
and then-
$20. I'm just saying, I'm paying $20.
Yeah, and then technically we split the monthly bill, so Sam is paying 28, but I'm charging you 20.
Let's go.
I'm charging you 20 because that's more than you technically should owe me.
I guess.
Because I do get
What?
the deposit back.
Fuck
so you're
you.
paying 20.
Yeah, can I have some of the deposit back then?
Fuck no.
Yeah, like $2.
It's no.
I want $2.
20 cents. E-transferred to, and you foot the bill on the e-transfer. You put the $1
It's not.
e-transfer
There's
bill.
no bill on the
There is.
e-transfer.
Sometimes
Not for me.
For me, my mom sometimes has to pay $1.
Anyways, Parkies, let's get into the bulk of the episode. Basically, halfway through. I have a topic today because I'm the one who does the heavy lifting of this podcast.
Oh my god. You
I
don't
have a
do
topic.
anything. The only thing this one's done, they've edited 2 episodes so far. The last one was edited because I'm dying of an illness. I'm dying, chat. I'm ill.
Don't call them chat.
Chat.
Parkies.
I'm dying, chat. Okay, I'm ill. And then, on top of that, they go like, "Oh, I come up with everything," as if I didn't make the topic for the last episode. By the way,
you did because you wanted to have an argument with me. That's the only.
I didn't want to have an argument with you.
Yet you still did.
Well, it's because you just happen to be wrong.
You could have just agreed with me.
Yes, sir.
No argument.
Yes, sir. Yes, mate.
I have basically come up with every podcast idea so far. I've basically come up with.
Parky's tensions are high.
Whatever. I don't fucking.
We're gonna kill each other.
Topic today. I'm
Parky's
taking.
Episode 40 boxing match. It's gonna be
That
me
would be
versus
sick,
Parkade
actually.
Pal.
There's a punching bag in the gym, so I'll start training right now. Yeah.
Why'd you say where the Sigma did you go on my messages?
Why don't you fucking check it? Whatever. So the topic today that I want to talk about is one.
I thought you were on Do Not Disturb.
I am. It doesn't make the vibrate. It just shows up.
Okay.
Obviously, it still shows up.
I hope it doesn't.
Whatever. Who cares? I'll
problem.
edit this episode. Fuck you, liberal. The topic that I wanted to talk about, Parkies, is one related to my philosophy class. Yippee! It's a topic that I was reading about yesterday because I was doing a review because I have a philosophy test on Monday. And it's one that genuinely, really, truly interested me. And I think we could have a nice, long discussion about, maybe talk about some of the philosophies, maybe just talk about some of your personal experience. Who knows? Parkade Pal Zero.
I'm tired, Parky.
How do you feel about polyamory?
Can we define it? Because I get it confused
will.
with the other thing, and then everybody yells at me for it every single time. And
polyamory is not polygamy. I actually don't know what polygamy is, but I know what polyamory is. So we're specifically talking about polyamory because the course that I'm taking is a course on sex, love, and death. We're in the love chapter.
We're in the love chapter.
We are not in the love chapter.
Well, sex chapter soon, Parky. Stay tuned.
I am in the
death chapter after that.
Honestly, if this course keeps on being interesting, I will probably talk about the stuff we're talking about in death and the stuff we're talking about in sex. Because I genuinely really like philosophy, guys. If I did not figure out chemistry...
all the children, Parkies, cover your ears. Cover your
There's
ears.
no children, Parkies.
Don't just cover your ears.
And because I genuinely love philosophy, if I'd never gotten into chemistry, I would probably be in school for philosophy right now. It's so fun. I love it a lot. The people in philosophy are cool. I've never met a bad person in philosophy.
There are bad people in philosophy.
But I never have that I've had a conversation with. Everyone there has been cool. And it's been awesome and super fun. So, actually, my group members kind of sucked in the notorious episode.
That was the philosophy class. Oh my god!
The people were fine, but the group members.
Well, no, the people were not fine. Clearly,
they were fine people. They were just shitty group members. Anyways,
which makes them less than fine people.
Polyamory, guys. So obviously, the fucking liberals talking about polyamory. Polyamory, first off, is
this conservative will put him in his place, Sparky.
Just like the general type of polyamory we're talking about is loving, could be sexual, mostly I'm talking about romantic, relationships between people with multiple partners. More than 2 is the qualification. Because monogamy is strictly 2 partners, one-on-one. And so polyamory is just any relationship that has more than 2. And I want to make one quick distinction. In my class, and just in general, I don't really like talking about the form of polyamory where there's one man with 60 wives. There's some moral issues with that, and in history...
But I mean, that's part of it.
It is, but it's not part of the modern perspective on polyamory. That's illegal pretty much in every liberal country. And for good reasons.
I wanted to reap the tax benefits 60 times, Parky. Think about how well off I'd be.
There's some very strict...
60 marriages?
feminist reasons why that fucking sucks. And so I want to talk more about, like, not one man has, like, 5 wives, but, like, you can still have, like, you know, like, a man with 2 girlfriends, like, you can scale this up, just not, like, that specific one, where all
You can
of
have 59
the women
wives, Parkies.
are up to the one man, because it's a touchy topic.
Parkies, you could have 61. You could have 59. Do not have
Polyamory
60.
is something that is often discussed as kind of being part of the LGBTQ community.
Which is, like, stupid as fuck.
I agree, honestly. I agree in that I think that it's not like a sexuality. Like, it's not something that some people are and some people aren't. I do strongly believe that. We're gonna have to do this fucking
Parkies.
much. Why the fuck doesn't have motion sensors in the actual room? That's so dumb.
It's covered by this big ass fucking pillar. You guys can't see off screen, but right over there, there's a big ass pillar that stops the motion sensor from seeing us. So this goes dark.
But I do strongly believe that polyamory is not something that some people are and some people aren't. Because, in my opinion, it's a social theory. It's a theory of how, like, humans experience love. And I think, in some ways, polyamory can be for everyone, genuinely. And we'll get into that more. So for Parkade Pal Zero, what are you, given
How many
that
bitches do you
basis,
fuck?
what is your general opinion
call
on
them bitches,
polyamory from just, like, a outside perspective?
I don't know.
You think it's bad?
Yeah, I think you're going to hell.
I mean, according to
Most religions.
Most religions, yeah, you are.
Most Abrahamic religions.
Because they consider it adultery. Anyways, what's
but,
your
like,
opinions? I'm so energetic today.
Wasn't adultery like a crime for the longest time?
Yeah, well, it's a like a sin in.
Like a legal crime.
Yeah, and so early on, a lot of crimes were based off of like what was bad in religious texts. Because law should generally be based off of morals, and that was what founded most
Yeah, and a
morals
lot of
back
people
in the
believe
day.
it. And I mean, it's relatively sound.
So at some point, adultery was actually a crime. Not during, like, modern America.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, like, Hamilton, oh, he was adulterous. He fucked another woman, and he was not put to death. I mean, he did die, but, like...
In a sense, he was put to death. I mean, he killed himself,
Not because
more or
of
less.
that, right? Anyways. Opinions. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it never works out? Do you think it always works out? Do you think blah, 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 blah?
Parkies, I'm going to get a little stereotypical.
And hey, my goal is by this episode, I'm not trying to like convince you anything.
You're going to convince me to join a throuple with you, and...
No, I just want you to be more open to the idea of polyamory.
I'm
Maybe
not close to the idea. Tyler, the creator, is polyamorous.
cool. Maybe you can realize that this is something that is for you as well. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways,
I like Tyler, the creator.
what you're gonna be a bit stereotypical. Why?
I will say, from experience, Parkies, entirely anecdotal evidence based on nothing. So just know that.
Well, no, anecdotal evidence is still evidence.
It's entirely worthless, at least
It's
in
not
this case.
entirely
In this
worthless.
case, it's entirely worthless.
I think it helps in the discussion.
Every time I've met anybody, and they're like, oh,
We've talked about this on an episode, by the way.
we have.
but-
Every time I've met somebody, and they're like, oh, I'm in a polyamorous relationship. I've mentioned this before. I think one of the other episodes we were inside, actually, was the one with the wheel.
Yep.
It always, Parkies, every single time, there has been one person who is so unbelievably miserable that it is almost comedic to witness. They are so just disappointed. It's like, it's soul crushing to watch. It's like being in the cuck chair almost. Like, dude, have some self respect. Like, it's not even like, because like if you're a cuck, at least you're into it. Like, at least you're enjoying yourself. He's not. This guy's just actually miserable as fuck.
Yeah.
And in the cuck chair. That's like at least if you're a cuck having fun. But
Yeah, no, I think that's fair,
and
honestly.
like, I don't know. I feel like it takes a lot of work to. I mean, I'm sure I've just seen people who use it as an excuse to functionally cheat on somebody, and keep themselves morally gray or at least righteous in their own mind. I'm sure if I met somebody who actually genuinely held these beliefs and like cared enough, it'd be like fine. But That's the only people I've met. But then again, I haven't met many Parkies.
So,
I've only met a handful.
I think that actually does get to a heart of what polyamory is in our current society, in modern day society. Because right now, wherever country you go, as far as I'm aware, be sure to correct me in the comments, but every single country lives with monogamous standards, right? Every single culture lives with monogamous standards, basically.
More or less.
I'm probably missing something. But monogamy is built into law. You inherit things from your wife. You get tax breaks. Blah, 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 blah.
Double the tax breaks. Okay, government of Canada, hear me out. Think about it, okay? You can boost money in the Canadian pocket if you just allow us to marry more than one person, okay? If you want a good campaign reason if you want something good to campaign for, to fight for this, and then spin it that you're allowing people to have more money in their pocket because they get better tax breaks. And they'll vote for you.
But they won't get, like, money.
Well, then you'll just...
Like, the government will
Yeah,
lose
well, no,
money.
they just won't pass the bill. They do that all the fucking time.
Yeah,
they'll just say it, though. I'm just saying, like, you could say it.
You get tax breaks, so it's, like, written into law. Marriage is a thing that is written into the law. You can only have one, like, married partner, according to at least liberal law. It's a societal thing. Everywhere in society, it's weird to see three people or more engaging in intimate, like, connection. It's strange. And you expect, like, on date nights, the two people, two chairs together. Like, if you went to a restaurant as, like, a throuple.
That'd be sick as fuck, though. I'd vibe with
like,
that shit.
People
I'd
would probably give you weird looks. It's, like, socially, legally, and honestly, a lot of people think it's morally not something that belongs in our society. It's something that is absolutely, like, stigmatized. It's something that's, like,
I don't know.
bad. It's seen as bad.
What's the argument for it being morally wrong? I know it shows up in many religious texts, including the one I read. But
it's cheating. You're not faithful if you're dating another, or if you're lustful after another person.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm not lustful after another person, and in theory, what if I'm not lustful over anybody?
Yeah. Okay.
Then where do we fall?
So
I'd have to go to, like, Jerusalem to get an answer.
No, this is an answer. So also, a lot of philosophers believe that polygamy either is morally incorrect or just doesn't fucking work. Like, it will never work.
I'm in the camp that for 99.99% of people, I staunchly believe that it will not work.
Okay.
Because you as a person, think about how stretched thin you are by the world around you. Think about how difficult this one's happy.
This makes me
I don't
so
know
happy.
if you're going to debunk everything I'm saying in a few
going.
seconds, but either way, we haven't talked about this before.
No,
Marky,
we haven't. No, keep going.
They're really
keep
happy.
Going. You stretch thin.
Think about how stretched thin you are by society. You have bills, job, school, whatever.
Yeah.
Two partners to love equally seems...
And that's just with two. Some relationships have more.
Fundamentally improbable, which I think is what creates the man in the cuck chair, idea.
Okay. Let's get into that, honestly, because...
Let's talk about that.
I'm basing a lot of my arguments and discussion off of a text that I read for philosophy by... I know their last name. Their last name's Brenning. I don't remember their
You know their first initial?
No. I think it's got to be like Henry, Robert, something like that.
Some white guy.
Anyways, the general critiques of polyamory, one of the main ones that I'm so happy that you brought up, was that a lot of people say that the people are stretched thin, right? Like, it's hard to imagine, given a monogamous connection to someone, you're only with one person, all of the dedication that you have to put into that relationship, how could you fit another person in, right? We'll get back to that. Polyamory is something...
Unless that one person's unemployed, so they can double your output to you and your other partner, and they make a web.
I'm honestly kind of afraid I'm not going to be able to do this fully justice, but whatever, we're going to get
We can go over time, it's fine.
No, it's fine. No, just like in being able to remember anything. This is like recalling things for my quiz that on Monday.
Well,
this is a good review.
You should know.
So...
You need an A.
A lot of philosophers also criticize it because they say that it's basically impossible to have like a strong emotional connection with another person, like one that you would see in a loving relationship with more than one person. Like, that connection just can't, like, physically exist. So I want to start off by talking about how monogamous relationships work and how they all have always worked in all of society, right? Monogamous relationship, you have
So when mommy and daddy
usually
love each other
a man
very
and a
much,
woman, but obviously monogamous queer relationships exist. Usually a man and a woman, and built into monogamy, you generally have gender rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even need to talk about these things. You know that a man is
Yeah.
generally the breadwinner, the strong one,
Yeah.
the whatever.
unless
and the woman
unless your wife makes more money than you better get your ass in the kitchen.
Is-
Because she's buying you the PS5, you better get your ass in the kitchen. I'm telling you now.
is like the child bearer and like the food maker. That's what.
And
the
if you're on
woman
the
is.
sides of AO3 that I'm on, sometimes the man is the child bearer.
Interestingly enough, queer relationships also sort of mirror this. In a lot of
Sorry,
queer
Parkade.
relationships, you can see people who choose to be the man or the woman in the relationship. Even
Yeah,
though-
like a butch lesbian. I
yeah.
learned what that is a few
even
months
though
ago.
there's two men or two women, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But these are gender rules, right? These are built into monogamy. And so we take this out and we contrast this with polyamory, right? These are things that are just assumed in monogamous relationships and honestly kind of make relationships easier, right? Like you don't have to decide who is the breadwinner who has to go out there and get a job.
It's just kind of what, it's just kind of what
happens.
happens when it falls into place,
Or-
right? If you're in a position where your wife makes $300,000 a year, like, yeah, man, stay home and do that.
Or even in a lot of people
If you
bring
want
this
to,
up.
or just work.
In
man.
like a life or death scenario, not really, but like in a scenario where you're undergoing harassment, a lot of like women in monogamous relationships and straight monogamous relationships say that I expect like my boyfriend to defend me.
Me as a person, when I'm like out and about, like I'm like, so sometimes I notice like women being harassed by people, and I like stick around because I'm like, I need to, like, I feel obligated by sense that I am a man.
Even if you're not in a relationship.
I guess even if I mean, I guess I'd probably feel the same way if I was a woman. But I feel like, especially since I'm a man, I'm obligated to like kind of make sure that nothing goes wrong here.
And obviously, this is
Like I was at a McDonald's another day, and this lady was getting harassed. And I was just like sitting there, like.
That's
What?
a
I was waiting. I was waiting
That's
for
good.
something to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing. They didn't
I think
like.
that-
They didn't touch each other.
I get it. I think that just comes down to general like human like wanting.
I feel like any human
I
should
think
be
it's-
doing that, right? But I feel like there's a societal pressure.
It's also based in societal
Which honestly, I don't even think this one's that bad as far as societal pressures go. I feel like forcing men to hold mostly men, by a large statistical majority accountable is entirely useful in like every possible way, really.
So take this and contrast it with a polyamorous relationship. So I want to make an assumption first that
Two men, twice the bodyguard.
I'm discussing a general like kind of an idealistic perspective of polyamory. We'll get to the actual flaws of polyamory in a bit, but take a look at a polyamorous relationship. Fundamentally, you have three people. You can't have gender roles. I mean, you can try, but you can't have one person is the breadwinner and one person is the
Well, you can have
caretaker.
one person be the breadwinner.
Because there's also a third person.
One person be the tertiary breadwinner.
And absolutely, this relationship has to be queer. If at the least, if you accept that there are only two genders, just not true, but whatever. If there's only two genders, there has to be a man, a woman, or a woman, a man. Because there's three people. Those are the combinations, right?
I've done my perms and comms.
Those are the only combinations.
I've triple checked my math.
And there are multiple types of polyamorous relationships, but assuming that this is a relationship where all three are love each other, have a connection of love with each other, then it inherently has to be queer. So that means that to have a successful relationship, to have a perfect polyamorous relationship, you in that moment have to discuss what roles people are doing. Because if you don't do it, then nobody has these roles, right?
Yeah.
Nobody has certain responsibilities and duties in these relationships, right? And so this puts an onus on the polyamorous throuple, the polycule. That's a fucking word. I forgot that was a word that came out of my soul.
Polycule.
That forces what
You ever call yourselves the polycule? You should disband. I think y'all are fucked already.
what Brennan calls emotional work on all of the members, every single member now has to think about what their role in this relationship is, what they're doing, what they have to, like, what role that they serve in
And
the
maybe
relationship.
that's another reason why people end up in the cuck chair, because they're left without work, like, so to speak.
So, ideally then, if they all love each other, that means that they are forced to communicate, right? Which means that they are forced to put more effort, at least a little bit, into this relationship than otherwise would be
Imagine
assumed
having a group chat with your girl instead of a DM. That'd
from
be
a
crazy.
monogamous relationship. And if this doesn't happen, then I think you get a situation like you said, where where it's basically a monogamous relationship, and then there's just a third.
There's just like an observer. There's an electron.
So we're starting off from a perspective where it looks like if you're in a monogamous relationship, you now inherently have more communication in your relationship, right?
Yeah, there's only
because
one person to
for
communicate
it to
with.
be successful, it's like a survivor bias thing. For it to survive, you have to have that form of communication. You have to discuss
Hold on, Parkies. You can keep talking.
and what they do.
I like how you get quieter when the lights go.
I know. I feel like I'm.
Try talking to me instead of talking to them.
Well,
on the
I'm
phone.
gonna no.
Well, no, because it'll make the audio better. Because when you're loud and it echoes, it gets it twice.
No.
So just talk to me and then look at them, but still talk to me.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Hello.
still a little loud, are we?
So, fundamentally, with polyamory, you have to have more of that communication, right? Communication, we generally say, is a good thing in relationships. It's pretty
Huddle
useful.
around the microphone.
It's pretty good. It's pretty useful. And so we can get further to this fundamental problem, Parkies. Now, what other things are assumed in a polyamorous relationship? Like, what are some other assumptions that work in groups of polyamory? I don't fucking know. Who knows? Okay, I'm trying to think.
Maybe you can have like. So you know how you have like mage, rogue, tank, fighter, right? Or like you have mage, cleric, like tank and rogue, right? Like that's like your party setup. So if you have four,
You gotta diversify.
you have four. One of them is a doctor. Mm-hmm. One of them is like a UFC fighter. One of them is
University of Calgary.
what's the closest to a rogue? What, like a thief? One of them is like an accountant. One of them is a mage, like a scholar. So one of them would be like a PhD holder. Then, in theory, you each fulfill a role, so you can make a party that works, right?
Another thing is monogamous relationships appear to benefit because they seem more stable, right?
Yeah.
Monogamous relationships fundamentally assume that you can't have a third person, right?
Yeah.
If you have a third person, you're cheating.
Yeah.
And that's a problem,
Yeah.
right? So it seems more stable, right? There's less points to sort of like break down because you have this one-on-one connection. You know so much about the other person knows so much about you.
Yeah.
You fundamentally have that stability, right? Well, let's contrast this with polyamory once again by looking at in a group of three people, do you have that same stability? If you run into similar like pitfalls, then how is that possibly resolved?
I'd argue you should still have the same structural stability, because I mean, if you think about it, right? If you're now instead of split once, instead of split in half, you're split into thirds, right? Because you have you and each other person. There's a new extra person who's also split into thirds. So in theory, you're all still like a whole thing.
Yeah.
I just think that the second someone stops pulling their weight in any conceivable way, you immediately crumble faster, because now you're missing. I guess, I mean, for the analogy to keep going, you're missing an extra piece of yourself that could go into the other person, but it can't because you're still worried about this person. But this person isn't doing anything, so they're not going to either of you, and then you kind of crumble in on yourself because there's not like. I don't know. But then again, not Kafka. Sorry, not Kafka. Camus he had a mistress, and his wife knew about it, and she didn't really care.
So
to be fair, he did die on his way to go see her.
That's that's what I was gonna.
They seemed reasonably okay.
That's what I was gonna get into because take the problem of jealousy in a monogamous relationship. Like not even like cheating at this point. Let's say that someone is suspecting that their partner is like in love with another person, right? This problem happens in polyamorous couples all the time. Let's say once again you have a throuple. And you have one person that's worried that another person is not giving them as much love, physical or emotional, as they would otherwise want. They're jealous that that love is being directed to another person. This is similar to the cuck chair example, but this person is actually worried about it, right? In this regard, fundamentally now, like we established before, you have more communication. You're talking. You're discussing your roles more. That you now, because the wall of cheating in quotation marks has already been broken down already, you have more space to address the problem of jealousy. You have more space to say, hey, why are you feeling this way? What can we do? You have more room to talk about that. Whereas in a monogamous relationship, you don't have that at all. You can't talk about in monogamous relationships at the beginning. Honestly, it's really taboo to talk about even having feelings for another person.
Yeah.
Right? If you talk about finding another person hot in a lot of monogamous relationships, that can be grounds for a lot of bad things to happen, right? And so not only does polyamory open up individuals to the possibility of like feeling intimacy in different ways, but it also, I think, provides more stability in like grounds like these. Like
Sorry,
now...
Parkies. My mom called me. She found a jean jacket for me, and I'm telling her I can't answer. But I'm trying to tell her.
You can if you want.
I'm trying to tell her which one I like on my phone right now. I'm listening. I'm trying to at least.
You just yap if you want, or I'll just yap if you want.
I told her I liked the bottom one. This is the one she found for me.
Does she go thrift shopping?
I mean, she's at Winners. It's basically a thrift shop.
It's not.
Really.
It's not.
It's like a corporatized thrift shop.
Okay.
Where they just buy like discounted shit in bulk. Also, she found this, but I already have one kind of like it.
I don't know. I think it's still cool. You can always have more variety.
Yeah, I mean, my other one's like more grayish.
You don't get to see Parkies. Fuck you.
You don't get to see Maybe if she buys it next week, Parkies, you'll get to see the fit. But...
We'll see. But fundamentally, I think you have more stability because you have that layer of communication and you broke down that taboo of like having another partner, right? Of having feelings. Because it's already assumed that everybody in the relationship has feelings for more than one person. And so you can talk about jealousy. It's allowed to talk about jealousy, and you can resolve it by maybe saying, hey, I'll spend more emotional work with you. I'll spend more physical time with you if you would like. And that helps break down those barriers. So honestly, I think that polyamorous relationships in that way have more stability if you're willing to accept that people can feel intimacy in more than one way.
I don't know if I'd call it stability, but it's definitely more of a freedom.
Well, yeah, I think, and one more thing with stability. In a monogamous relationship, let's say we're doing the normal thing. You're dating a hot woman. You're the breadwinner.
First time in a while.
And she has 500 children that she's birthing for you every
At
moment.
once?
At once.
Like a seahorse. Except I'm not carrying it.
Fucking...
Like a spider.
Anyways, you have a really well-paying job, but oh no! The financial crisis hits.
You know,
it's coming.
Here's a who.
It's coming. The financial crisis is coming, Parkies.
You could stop emphasizing coming.
And then you lose your job. What happens? The relationship is fundamentally is worse off because you lose a major source of income. You can even contrast this with more normal these days monogamous relationships where it's a dink family, right? Dual income, no kids.
I fucking hate that name so much, bro. I fucking hate dink so much.
If one person loses their source of income for an extended amount of time, which happens, like if you lose your job due to like an injury, if you lose your job because of the market, a bunch of other reasons, your life is fundamentally like worse off. And your partner's life is worse off because you don't have that flow of income, right? This happens
I feel
all
like
the
there's a set of responsibility, right, in a monogamous relationship. I guess technically if you had another person in there,
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to assume that this person is just like a machine that makes money, right? And it's me and this other person. If I lose my job and they're not employed because of whatever reason, having a third income stream is good, but also, like, I mean, it's not... I don't know. I mean, like, would the recession not hit them too? I don't know.
Well,
and like, in theory, it should be better because you have better savings because there's 3 of you. But also, like, I mean, in modern day, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, your wife works, like, or like your husband works.
Well, yeah, but that's
Like-
what I'm saying. Even if you lose like a single source of income because you only have 2, that's still a lot, right?
Yeah, but also, like,
So
you should have savings. You should have ways to, like, you should worry about money if you're going to get married. You should know that these things could happen.
So where this is coming from, this is just an example. In a polyamorous relationship, generally you would have more sources of income because you have more people, right? That makes sense. So it's not necessarily that you have more income. I mean, you technically do, but you're still splitting it between 3 people, right? And so what this ends up becoming is not that you technically have more money, although that can help. It's more that you have more diversity. It's fundamentally less likely that if a recession hits, that if you have 4 people in your relationship, everyone's going to be hit than if you have 2 people.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, that is more stable. Like, mathematically, having more people in your relationship will then have more of a chance that at least one person is going to be able to, like, for a time being, be able to support the entire group, right? And so you're giving yourself and your relationship more ability to like, be stable, to have... And this is just financially. Let me just say, this is just financially. Let's say emotional problems come, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to understate the strength of connection in a monogamous relationship, but the reality is you only have one perspective, right? You only have one.
Not really. You know, you have friends.
You have friends, but like my parents, I don't know what the case is for yours, but my parents will only talk about life problems with their partner, right?
Well, I think that's stupid. I'd never do that. Like, personally, I think that's a fucking dumb way to go
But
about
like,
things.
there's certain things that you would never talk to your friends about that are like personal.
Like,
Well, okay, maybe not in your current situation. But
Parkies, I am a tremendously open individual.
Okay.
At least to these people. And I feel like if you were in a monogamous relationship and you're like, oh, I hate my bitch wife, but there's no one to talk about but her. There's no one to talk to but her about how much I hate my bitch wife.
Well, you shouldn't talk to her about how much you hate your bitch wife.
Exactly. Well, that's the
She's
thing.
your
Right?
bitch wife.
Well, then what do? I go and talk to the boys at the bar about my bitch wife.
Okay,
and,
but like,
and
let's
then we
say
get divorced.
you become infertile and you can't have a kid. You're probably not going to go talk to your friends about how you can't come anymore.
I totally would. That's fucking hilarious.
Okay, well, fair enough. I think most people wouldn't.
Okay,
And
I guess.
my case
but I feel
example
like
is my
most
parents.
people wouldn't because they're cowards.
Well, in monogamous
In a
relationships,
sense.
it's expected that your strongest connection is with your partner.
True, but that's not always your most helpful connection.
And I would argue that, honestly, this is a great argument for polyamorous relationships. I think that there's a fundamental basis in a loving, intimate relationship. Intimacy suggests that you're closer with people, right? In a monogamous relationship, you're only intimate with one person. In a polyamorous relationship, you're intimate with multiple different people, right? This means a lot of things. Maybe you're also intimate with your friends. That's also a possibility. But I think that's more of a space for talking about different forms of love. Like Aristotle talks about that in more detail. But in like a polyamorous relationship where you're only intimate with your partners, then I would argue that you're a lot more emotionally stable too, because not only do you have more people to talk about your problem with, which isn't necessarily always helpful, but you have more people from different backgrounds to talk about your problems with. You have more diversity in being able to like reflect a thing. Have you ever worked on a group project before? It's a lot easier to get ideas like straight if you're talking to more people about them.
I don't know. I mean, there's a...
Right, Parkies?
I feel like... all of this could be remedied by just having a close group of friends. Because there's friends that I will tell anything
but, like,
to.
how close are they until they're basically a partner?
Hey.
Like, where... okay, if that's what we're talking about, where do you draw the line on what a partner is?
If me and them are both agreed on the fact that we are in a relationship.
So, at that point, how am I really...
As in, we are either boyfriend and boyfriend or girlfriend and girlfriend.
If you're
or girlfriend
open...
and boyfriend. That's not how gender works.
So, what...
Until I'm either girlfriend and girlfriend or boyfriend and boyfriend.
I think that is a view of intimacy, but I think that's a very uncommon one.
Well,
I think the most common one is...
What? You have sex?
Well, that's one as well, but I think the most common one is there's a degree of intimacy that you share with your friends that you share with your partner that you don't share with your friends. Like, there's certain things, I think this is normal. I think this is something that is founded in a lot of theories, and maybe that's solved by being more intimate with your friends.
If you just get, like, I have a set of friends, like, I'd tell you, Gemma, Grace, Devin, anything, right? Anything.
But honestly, I think that just makes you closer to polyamory.
I don't...
Because you're being intimate...
Hold on, Parky.
You're being intimate with multiple people instead of just one. I don't think that's
intimacy. I'm just being open and honest about my life because they've been open and honest about theirs to me.
But that is intimacy.
And if I want help from my friend, they need to know what's happening.
Let's get one thing straight. We're
not friends.
If you're open to sharing anything with me, we have an intimate relationship. In some way. Maybe it's not a romantic
It's not a romantic relationship.
Because we don't feel those feelings.
I'd have different things that I probably would not tell you unless absolutely necessary in a romantic relationship. I can't really think of what right now, but I'm sure there's something. I don't know. It just feels like it's unnecessary for me to go, oh, well, it's only me and my wife should know that we're having financial problems.
But that's...
It's like...
You know what's...
Oh, yeah, I'll just starve. And then when my friends ask where my fucking house went, I'll go,
if
my dog ate it.
Yeah, I agree.
What the fuck?
But you know what's crazy about that? That's a monogamous viewpoint. That's what people who support monogamy... That's what I mean when I say it's the most common. That's what people believe when they support a monogamous viewpoint.
That's stupid as fuck.
But that's how it's been said.
I spent my existence building this support group. What am I gonna fucking do? Rely on this bro? No, I'm kidding.
That's what like monogamous relationships have been building up for all of society. You don't talk about your fucking erectile dysfunction with your friend group.
I totally would if I.
According to traditional monogamous perspectives, you don't do that. You only, if you are even comfortable with talking with your wife about that, talk to your wife about that. So I don't know. All
my friends are super open to me about things that they probably wouldn't be.
Well, I think that's because generally attracts and if you
but
have
they're
certain
not
viewpoints,
polyamorous, very very staunchly not.
And
polyamorous.
You're not either, right?
Yeah.
But I think that this viewpoint is
just because the viewpoint's shared doesn't mean that it's one or the other.
Well,
right?
I think that viewpoint is similar to monogamous perspectives, or polyamorous perspectives. I think that
I don't know. It just feels like once again the problem is I do not have the time, energy, whatever to aptly care for multiple individuals. Mm-hmm. Therefore,
and I'll get to that on my last point.
Therefore, once I care for one individual and problems arise, if it's not it's not like a me and them problem. It's just an issue, right? So it's like financial troubles or whatever, but it's nobody's. It's not like I'm mad at them and they're mad at me kind of thing. Mm-hmm. It's independent of conflict between us. I then go to someone like you, for example, and I'll be like, oh my god, money's so tight. Oh, what do you do? I'm thinking of getting a second job or something, and I talk to you about it because you're an intelligent person who I think is smart enough to give me a good option.
Yeah.
Not that the other person can't or won't, but the other person is more biased than you. I need a source that is at least slightly more factual or objective about how things should go.
Yeah.
Because obviously, if they're like, oh no, don't get a second job, you can't do X or Y. I'm like, no, we need money. That's the objective truth here.
And another
thing. Yeah, it sucks, but sometimes people try to do what is best for you and not what is best, right? Like, people try to cover for you and then they fuck everything up, right? Because they're stupid and they don't get it. But
They don't get it.
well, here's the thing, right? Like, oh my god, I'm struggling with this thing. They're gonna give me the answer that I mean, they don't have to, but in this hypothetical, they give me the answer that is what they think is what I want to hear, like what's best for me. It's like, that's not fucking helpful at all. It's like you're ruining everything by trying to play to the things I enjoy. No, I need the objective truth.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because of who I am, but.
I think that's fair. I think that honestly, it's kind of hard to look at this perspective because we're so entrenched in monogamous perspectives these days. I think it's good to have friends to talk about multiple things with. But I also think that, like, who are the first people you're going to talk about
I just
when
want to check the battery? You keep
I
talking.
know. Who are the first people you're going to talk about when you have having worries about, like, financial security?
It's not telling me the battery, so.
Whatever. It's still running, so
Well, you
that's all that
a bit more
matters.
time left, I think.
Who are the first people you're going to talk about when you have financial insecurity? You're going to talk about the people who rely on your financial security, which are usually going to be your partners. If you only have one partner, it's just like your wife. You can still, like, discuss, what do you think's the best idea, but you're not going to actually come to any decisions unless you're talking with your partner,
Yeah.
because your partner needs to be in those conversations, right?
Yeah.
And so if you have multiple people to talk about those problems,
Bureaucracy slows everything down, man.
then it will, like, there's more stability there because there's more perspectives, and there's more, like,
You gotta
exchange
have a
of
board
ideas.
meeting.
Last thing, the thing that I was most excited about when you brought up what happens when, like, people, I would feel so stretched thin, right? And I think this is a fundamental misunderstanding of how polyamory works, and I think it comes from a very monogamous perspective of, well, you have to input the same work on each person, right? Polyamory is a fundamental different understanding of intimacy, right? You are separating yourself from the idea that there can only be one person. There can only be one person that you truly love. And I think that in that situation, let's say you're in a polyamorous relationship. You love Jim and Ted. I love them.
All right, Jim and Ted.
Jim
Can't
and
go
Ted.
back now.
You
Mark
love Jim
and
and Ted.
Jack. Except
But the thing is, Jim and Ted also love each other, and Jim and Ted love you as well. So your
rivalries.
work is going into two people, but it's going to be split between those
So
two
you can
people.
give half of the effort because there's one more person giving full effort.
Exactly.
I understand,
There's people
but-
giving effort between each other. You're not stretched thin because you don't have to give your full effort to one person. You're all talking as a group between each other.
I don't know. I feel like the second I love somebody, I love that person and that person individually so much that I'd never be able to do, like, two people.
And-
because once I
Yeah.
have one person, I lose, like, eyes or care for anybody else. Like, at least in that sort of sense, where it's like
Okay.
a partner.
I think
like, the
that's
second
fair.
I have, like, one person, I'm like, glazed over. Like, I'll be like, okay, they're, like, pretty, but I feel nothing when I look at them. They're mush to me. They're like a sludge creature.
I think that's fair. I
Right?
think that polyamory addresses like a very common problem with monogamous relationships. Divorce and adultery have scarily high rates.
Oh, yeah.
Like 45 or 50 in that range of marriages ending.
Many, uncountable.
Which means that perspective of having eyes for only one person is not a common thing. Or it's at least half of the population who commit
when
themselves.
I think about history, like as far as humanity has been hardwired to go,
Yeah.
there's very little sense for an animal like humans to function monogamously. It exists in nature,
Yeah,
but
also there's very few reasons for dedication to then
very
you could
little
just
reason-
explain it by why don't you just have sexual desire? Then that's it.
well, the
Because love is something much bigger.
My
than
argument
instincts.
is that it's like it's humanity is hardwired in the sense where it's like every living thing is hardwired in the sense where you need to reproduce and pass your genetics down, right? That's like the main biological drive.
Yeah.
Because of that, wouldn't it just be like in theory, obviously, it doesn't work in a modern society. Well, I mean, it works in a modern society, but there's a lot of evidence to argue that it works around half the time in a modern society, at least the first go around.
Yeah.
You could argue that there's one of two options, right? That's either the fault of the people getting into the relationship and not fully understanding things, or like not fully, like this isn't the right person or whatever. They're either in the wrong for that, or they're simply,
Which could be the same for polyamorous relationships.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But or you're simply just you're not getting what you want, right? Like it could be the right person, but you're not getting what you want,
fair.
which could lead you then into polyamory.
But what I'm saying is that it seems very clear to me that there are a lot of people out there who
I'm on the
see
Walter
a person,
White arc, Parkies.
who see a person, they're already committed to a person, but still can have feelings for another person. And that is shunned by society. That is, we are told, bad. That is bad.
Yeah, we're told by those up high.
Well, no, you're told
The
by your
limbs,
parents,
the limbs, those
your
up high.
teachers. You're told by your partner that you commit yourself to that's bad. And honestly, throughout my reading,
It's like the
of
whole
this
porn
paper,
is cheating argument.
Yeah,
It's very similar, actually.
but I have always
I always watch porn.
been a
All the
proponent
time.
of whatever. Do whatever you want in a relationship. If people are communicating and people are thinking that things are fine, why not do it, right? If people in a relationship are like, hey, I have sexual feelings that are not fully satisfied with you, but I still
Justin.
love you romantically. I still have like an emotional connection with you.
Yeah,
What's the
that's how
point?
people become swingers most of the time.
Yeah, and swinging is a form of polyamory.
Yeah, it's just a little different.
It's a little different
You're
because you
not,
don't have
they're
that
not
emotional
actually, they're not
connection.
part of the relationship.
Exactly, yeah. And of course, there's many different forms of
Yeah, I
polyamorous
mean, there's about as
relationships.
many forms of that as there is anything else, really.
Yeah. My argument is that I genuinely see no reason why this isn't, like, polyamory isn't a thing that's widely accepted, other than just normal society thing. I don't think there's any basis for it being morally wrong, like some philosophers seem to say. And I don't think there's any basis
I could see
that
the
it is
viewpoint of
less
being morally
effective
wrong, but
than a
then again,
monogamous relationship. I think I've made a case today that you can at least imagine a functional polyamorous relationship that is stronger, or at least as strong, than a fully functional monogamous relationship.
His philosophy hinges on the fact that you judge the average man, right?
Yeah, and
You don't judge the idyllic man.
Well, there is a lot of philosophy that's done in ideals.
But generally, when it comes to a philosophy like this, where you're talking about relationships, you judge the average man. You look at data. You look at,
And
numbers.
I did want to say this as well, just a brief interlude. The data that I say about monogamous relationships don't always work out, it's entirely anecdotal and does not actually say certain things about, that means monogamy doesn't work. I don't believe that. I think monogamy does actually work. The data just seems to
the
say
data
that
just shows that a lot of
people
divorces
feel
happen. That could
But
be
people
for,
can feel a lot of ways.
Yeah, that could be for any reason. I
Yeah.
gave you two options, which
Yeah.
are like the main options. It's either you're unsatisfied or you're not monogamous.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, you can get back to your point.
But when you judge the average man, you have to look at, well, what do the numbers say? And the numbers say that, I mean, you could easily extrapolate from a high divorce rate that people can't be committed enough to make a marriage work with only one person. How on earth would you make it work with two people? And you could extrapolate that from the data very easily. I could see how you have a statistical basis to view it as morally wrong, but also, I feel like there's also a moral ambiguity with putting numbers to the fact that what somebody does is morally wrong. 'Cause
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
go I think...
Because I was doing, you could do the same thing with monogamy, and then it doesn't work.
you're hedging your marriage on a coin flip, man. I wouldn't do that. That seems really morally wrong. It's like,
it should be on an individual basis.
you can go both
right?
ways. It doesn't guarantee one or the other.
And I honestly, all in all, people who have monogamous relationships, if you're happy, awesome, more power to you. I just don't see why tax breaks, custody, and marriage should not be a thing.
Well, I
that
see
should
what
be
tax
applied
breaks should be a thing for marriage.
to polyamorous couples. It should be equal. People who are in polyamorous couples.
I mean, we'll get there, dude. Society's moving way slower than y'all think. The first...
You mean faster.
No, slower.
Oh, yeah.
The first ever... black woman to go to an all-white school, she's 70. She's alive. She's 70. Which means this happened, 60 years ago.
What happened 70 years ago? Crazy.
like you're like it's very slow. Like we're not there yet.
Yeah.
We barely even got past the whole skin color thing. We need to wait a little longer until we get there.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
You need to...
All right, Parkies. Parkade Pal.
I'll end it off.
One is going to close you out. How are we going to decide the winner?
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Just shoo.
Well, I'll see if I win Parkies. I guess I'll find out later. I'm going to go call my mom now.
Yeah. Hey, Parkies. Hey, Parkies. Don't do that. Hey, Parkies. How's it going? Hi. You know, I'll bring you up and close, right over here. I like philosophy. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty fun time. But we should probably end off this episode. It's getting pretty late. It's about 4:30. We've been here for about an hour and 15 minutes. So, yeah, I think that I'm just going to end off my thoughts and say, yeah, I do strongly believe that there's a great case for polyamory being at least equal. And I think polyamory has a lot of benefits, genuinely. And a lot of people shouldn't just immediately discount it and should maybe see how, it fits more into their life. So, yeah. Okay. Now I have to fucking end it off, and this fucking loser isn't here to, play a game with me. I had a game in mind, but, yeah, I can't really finish that one off. So, I guess it's gotta be up to a game of chance, Parkies. I'm gonna flip a coin. Is our one use of the coin flip, because Parkade Pal 0 is fucking gone. So I'm gonna flip a coin on my phone. I'll bring it up to the camera. I'll move it. Hi Parkies. So I'm gonna flip the coin, and I'll show it to you guys. Okay? Recording still going. That's good. So I'm gonna be tails, because tails never fails. Flip a coin. Right. Or wait, the first one doesn't count. So yeah, I would have lost anyways. So yeah, okay. You guys ready? Go. Parkade Pal 1 is the winner of episode 12. Jesus Christ, I'm really winning this season, guys. I've gotta fucking win. Parkade Pal 0's gotta win something eventually. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Bye. I'm still here and evil.